Alright, I wasn't planning on making another video tonight, but I was watching the latest episode of Arrow and it just strikes something into me, and I think this is going to be the kickoff of a new segment that I'm going to do, Saul Daddy's Random Shit, because, you know what, I mean, I know it's comic books and they like to do stuff like this so things match up and they're even and nice and all neat and pretty, but what's the likelihood of this guy who is in a particular circumstance and learns this particularly unique skill, archery, in a day where, you know, bows and arrows are, I don't want to say obsolete, but are certainly less efficient and less widely used. What's the likelihood of him coming up against somebody who is about equally skilled as him in archery and technology and espionage and all that shit? It just doesn't track. But it reminds me, this is probably the best example of it. Back in the 90s, there's a movie called Only Strong. Let me grab it. This is actually one of my favorite movies, but it's a terrible movie. And you know why it's a terrible movie? Because in the movie, you have this guy coming back from South America. He's a military guy stationed in South America, and he learns Capoeira while he's there. And that's great, you know, sure. I mean, if you're in the local culture, why not? I mean, he could have been learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that wasn't kind of as big of a thing in the early 90s as, I guess, Capoeira was a big thing. Was it ever a big thing? But he comes back to Florida, Miami, I believe. It's been a while since I watched the movie. And all of a sudden, there's a gang where everybody does Capoeira. And so he's teaching these kids at a high school, and one of the kids is related to this gang member, and all of a sudden you have the good guy Capoeira gang, and you have the bad guy Capoeira gang, and it ends up in this Capoeira duel that goes to the death. What the fuck? I mean, seriously! Unique, weird, random skills, things that are not popular, don't trend, and all of a sudden you've got rival gangs in this spot doing something. You've got rival archers in Arrow. What the fuck? Comic book, science fiction, please do something that makes a little more sense. Just please. Thank you. Good night.